Good evening and a warm welcome to this program on well-being in the workplace. Thanks for joining in such a large number. Today we have participants from more than 15 countries. It shows the importance of this topic in our lives. We all want to be happy, yet in the pursuit of happiness, sometimes we ourselves create stress and unhappiness. It reminds me of a story of a bright, intelligent, successful young man who ended up in a hospital with deep depression. He always stood first in studies in the school, got admission into the best university in the world, and then got his dream job. His parents were very proud of his achievements. Everything appears to be picture perfect. However, 6 months in his job, the young man went missing and finally was found in a hospital struggling to overcome deep depression. He got so much phobia that he couldn't go back to the workplace again. His and his parents' dreams were shattered. Many of us face similar or different type of problems which causes stress. COVID-19 pandemic has further increased stress levels. Therefore, thanks to Brahma Kumaris for organizing this program, whose theme and objectives are very timely. Brahma Kumari is a worldwide spiritual movement dedicated to personal transformation and world renewal. Founded in India in 1937, its commitment is to help individuals transform their perspective of the world from material to spiritual. It supports the cultivation of a deep collective consciousness of peace and the individual dignity of each soul. Today we have with us Enrique Simo, a renowned international expert and a practitioner of leadership, mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and meditation from Spain. He works as an executive coach and trainer in the area of human resources and organizational development. He would conduct this program, which consists of 3 online webinars, broadly covering the topics managing stress, balancing work and life, and working in isolation in COVID-19 times. Let me explain the agenda for today's webinar. After the welcome remark, Enrique will give a talk on managing stress for about 30 minutes, followed by a meditation for 5 minutes. Finally, we'll have a question and answer session. Enrique would cover many of the questions mentioned by you during the registration process during his talk. However, you may feel free to type new questions or additional questions using the Q&A tab which lies at the bottom of your screens. He will answer those questions during the Q&A session. While giving the floor to Enrique, I would request him to briefly mention the key issues he would cover in the 3 webinars. So the floor is yours, Enrique.
Thank you so much, Ashwani, for your kind introduction. And it's a pleasure for me to be able to share with all of you a little bit of my experience in stress and also the meditation, because I'm practicing meditation for more than almost 35 years. And I would say that my life was full of stress before. I was a very nervous person, very active at the same time. My mind was running so fast and I had so many internal emotions that were not giving me peace and stability. And when I found not only meditation, but different kind of lifestyle, it helped me a lot. And now I can say that the practice of meditation and reflection and a little bit to understand life in a different way is helping me every day, every day. I need to do it every day because if you don't do it, you lose this energy every day to cope with the situations as you are coping with your situations, especially in these times of COVID-19. So we will talk now about stress, which is a very interesting topic. I was giving courses about stress maybe 20 years ago for school teachers. And at that time was a new topic. And well, after a few years, many other people were giving this same course like me. And I thought, well, I will change the topic because now many people are doing this. And I think they will need something new because this is becoming more very normal courses and the topic of stress is becoming less, I think. But after 20 or 25 years, still it's a relevant topic. Many people are giving courses more and more about stress management because has increased much more in this 20 years time. So it's something that even though we can know how to deal with it, still it's not so easy and needs a lot of attention, a lot of discipline, a lot of practice, but then the reward is also very good. So let's talk a little bit of what is stress. In fact, we have a natural tendency of protecting ourselves from danger. This is a natural system in ourselves. And our brain creates adrenaline when sees a danger. And this adrenaline is like a chemical, no? That gives us strength to run, to fight, to protect ourselves. And we burn this adrenaline. And this is normal. This is a normal process. But now, what has happened? Now, the world has changed a lot. And there are not so many external dangers. Now, the danger is inside ourselves. We are not running, we are not fighting, we are not protecting ourselves, but we are still creating this adrenaline. And this adrenaline sticks in our body, stays in our body. And if we don't burn it, it becomes a real problem and creates disease. And we create the same mechanism than when there is a danger outside ourselves with the danger and with the perception of danger inside ourselves. So, for example, the perception of danger can be, I can lose my job if I not work in this way. Or the perception of danger can be, well, maybe everyone will be fired because there is not enough work for everyone now in COVID-19. Or can be, I'm afraid of losing a person of my family because of the COVID. So these ideas create the same kind of feeling inside as it would be an external danger. And yet then you create this adrenaline and this gives you the sense of stress and anxiety and in tension inside. So I will give you another definition of stress. And stress creates some kind of tension, which is a kind of pain. And in fact, is created as a result of a lack of skill to respond to pressure, to these changes, and also to the expectations that I have for myself and the expectations that I have for others. And it's also created because of overthinking or overdoing or over talking, but especially because of overthinking. I'm sure that you have the experience that when your mind goes too fast, then you feel anxiety, you feel tension inside yourself. So the key word is to slow down our mind. We will talk more about this when we continue to talk. And also the stress is like, I would say like a messenger. It's like a messenger that comes in the form of a pain, because tension is a pain, can be physical pain, can be emotional pain, can be mental pain, or can be spiritual pain, transcendental pain, because you don't find meaning in your life, for example. No, this is another kind of stress. And this pain comes, in fact, to tell us that there is something that we need to change. There is something that we do in our lives that is not giving us satisfaction, is not giving us fulfillment, is not giving us happiness. And also this need for change is also showing us that we need to learn something. So in fact, stress is bringing us a message. If we start to see stress in this way, we will relieve stress much more easy than if we think that it's something that comes from outside. And this is the first thing we need to understand. We need to understand that stress is caused inside us. External circumstances are only the triggers, but not the cause. And you have written many questions about external circumstances, how to deal with stress in job, how to deal with stress with my team, how to deal with stress with these people, with the COVID in isolation. So, okay, we are now in situations that they have the possibility to trigger in us some kind of feelings, but we have to understand that these are external circumstances and the cause is inside ourselves. And why we can understand this? Because in the same circumstances, and we can see this now, in the same circumstances, different people have different responses. I can say that I've been in contact with so many people during these months because I've participated in many programs, lectures, giving, of course, coaching sessions and working with teams, and also meditations, online meditation for many people. And many people have said to me that this time has been like a blessed time. They have learned meditation, they have gone inside themselves, they have learned about themselves, they have changed their lives. So this is a perspective, this one experience. And other people are saying to me, really, I'm getting very exhausted. I'm working much more than ever. I cannot be disconnected from the computer, from my mobile. It's really crazy. It's really hell. I don't know how I will cope with this situation. So the circumstances are almost the same, but the way that you perceive them is different. This is why it's not the circumstances that create the stress, is the response or the reaction that you have to the circumstances that creates the feelings of stress. So many people try to change the circumstances, but stress comes again and again. So the key factor is to work inside yourself, to work on ourselves, to work on your reactions and transform them into conscious responses, I would say. We react when there is a stimulus and we react immediately. But when we have this space in between, that we can see the situation and pause and observe and then decide how I want to respond, then the stress levels are much less and they go down. It's not easy, of course, it's not difficult, but it's possible. And the good thing is that when you start to practice a little bit, some kind of these techniques that we will share now, the benefits are seen in the moment. There are very quick benefits that you can see when you start to practice. So there is a formula that will help us to understand a little bit what is the work that we have to do. And I will show this formula. I will share the formula. And as you see, the formula is tension, stress, anxiety is equal to pressure, which means circumstances, other people, expectations, changes, whatever is external from ourselves, divided by our capacity. And I call this personal power. So for reduced tension, what do you need to do? You can reduce pressure, then tension is reduced, or you can improve capacity. So the best scenario would be zero pressure, maximum capacity, then tension is less. So how can you reduce pressure, which comes from circumstances? Well, you can change the situation if it's possible. This is what most of the people try to do. Sometimes it's possible, so you change and maybe you find a new position, new situation where you can find yourself better, or can be regarding to job, or can be regarding to your family, or can be regarding to your city, or to your health conditions. Whatever is external, first think about if it's possible to change. Sometimes people are suffering a lot in their jobs because they don't give them the possibility, just the possibility to change their job. Because they say it's impossible. Now it's very difficult to find a job. I have a lot of responsibilities, so I have to stay here. But they are compromising their health and their life because they are not enjoying this job. So I've changed jobs many times, and I have changed my direction, professional direction, different moments, different times in my life, several times. And it's not a question of emotional change. It's not a question of changing so quickly. It's starting to think about what you really want to do in your life. What can be the thing that will give you more happiness than what are you doing now? And start small steps, but start to talk with people, start to train yourself, start to have a training about something similar of what you want to do. And you will see that possibilities are coming to your life, opportunities are coming to your life. And slowly, slowly, you are in the same place, but your mind is already creating the new scenario. And it took me, for example, 10 years to change completely my professional work uh, in doing what I'm doing now, coaching, training. But when I started to think about this, I already start to feel much better because I say, okay, now I'm here because I have to be here already, but I'm moving to another place and I'm gradually being more closer and closer and closer. And this is regarding to job, but can be regarding to other things. So first thing, don't complicate your life. See, stop, reflect, and think if it's possible to change whatever you are doing, not in one day, but in the future, and start to move towards this aim. Hmm? So if you cannot change the situation, because really you see it's not possible, then you can change the perception of the situation. I remember I had a job when I was nearly 30 years old. It was in a company of steel company. And the boss was really like steel, very hard boss, very harsh, you can say in English, not harsh. And it was very tough with me. So after the first month, I was really exhausted and very stressed and saying, "What? Oof, I have to do something here because if not, I will suffer a lot." I was already meditating and reflecting on myself and doing my own work. So I decided to do a deep meditation for several days and change my perception of the job because I had to stay at that job for the moment because I started and it was a good job for me at that moment. So then I realized, okay, let's see the job not like a job, but like a school of communication and relationships. So that a school that they will teach me how to communicate better and how to deal with difficult relationships and how to relate with all these people. So then I create this perception in my mind. I build this idea in my mind, and I created the feeling that I was going to school, not to a job. And at the end of the month, they pay me for going to school. So I went to the school to learn, and they pay me. So I started to understand that they are teaching me different qualities like tolerance, like humility, like patience. And also I was learning how to communicate with these difficult people, especially with the boss. So my perception of the situation changed completely. And then stress finished. And I was enjoying my job because every situation that was a little bit difficult, I remember I was laughing at myself. I say, wow, this is a very good exam. Now I have to be more prepared for that. And you know what happened? After 1 year and a half, the attitude of the boss changed. We create a very good relationship. He started to ask me about meditation, about my lifestyle, about different things. And he started to change. He started to work less, to delegate more, to be less tough with people. And many things changed in the workplace, but not only in the workplace, but also in his life. His wife was also more happy. And his wife was telling me that he was more happy with the new husband that he has, more soft and more gentle. So This is an example of changing the perception. And then if you are not able to change the perception, then at least accept the situation and look for the good things and the benefits that you can get from that. Mhm. And then about how to improve your capacity. This is so important, no? For improving your capacity, you need to work on yourself. You need to work on your thoughts. Thoughts create reality. Thoughts create experiences. So if you want to work in a focused way, work inside yourself, observing your thoughts. For that, you need to stop. First thing, you need to pause and observe what is the story that you're telling yourself. What are the assumptions that you are believing them, and they create the experience of your life. For example, some assumptions that are very common is thoughts that you have behind your mind and are influencing your behavior and your way of living. For example, one of these is, I have to please everyone, because if not, I will be rejected. So imagine then you have to please everyone. It's a very stressful situation, because you have to say yes to everyone, and you don't know how to say no, because then you think that you will feel rejected, but it's not true like this. But this is an assumption. Another one, I need to be strong and do it by myself. I don't need to ask for help, because if not, they will feel that I'm very weak. And then this is very stressful. You work very hard. You have to do everything by yourself, and you always have to say, I'm right, I'm well, I'm fine, oh no. Learn the art of being a little bit more vulnerable and express your feelings, and look for help to other people, and they will appreciate you. Another one is, I need to be perfect. I need to be demanding with myself and others to deliver the projects, to deliver the work, because this is work. So this is also creating a lot of pressure in yourself and in others to try to be perfect. There is no need to be perfect. There is a need to do the things in the right way, but not to be perfect. So you need to change that. And there is another one, very strong one. We are here to work, not to know each other, not to have conversations, just to deliver the work. I was working with an executive last week, and she was saying to me this, and she was surprised that people were asking her a little bit more of kindness and time to know each other. And she said to me, no, but work is work. And I say, are you sure? You are spending so many hours of your life in your job with the same people. Do you think that it's only work? Or you can do something else, and you can create a good atmosphere, and you can help these people so that they can remember you as a good boss, a boss that helped them not only to work, but only in their lives. This will be a completely different situation. So first step is to find the assumptions that are there, to relieve the tension that they create, and to change the perception, as I did in the job I tell you before. So a good method when you need to change these assumptions is to start to give whatever you feel that you need. So if you think that you need help, start to give help to others. If you think that you need respect, start to give respect to others. So become a giver, not become a victim. A victim attitude creates a lot of stress, but a giver attitude releases you from a lot of stress. And here is where it comes the topic of meditation. It's like meditation is the art of training your mind. Your mind creates experiences, and you need to observe the story that you tell yourself. And you are telling yourself all the time a story in your mind, and you need to observe that. And for that, you need several steps. So let's see the first steps. So main thing, and seems very easy, but it's not so easy, to stop and to pause. This is the main thing. If you don't stop, if you don't pause, you cannot change. You cannot manage stress. We need to pause. We need to stop. And I tell many managers, you need to pause. I have no time to pause. Yes, you have time. If you put attention, and if you put it like a priority, because you need to understand that if you pause and if you reflect and if you think, then you will be more effective. You will have a much better impact. You know, Buddhist says that it's good if we meditate 10 minutes every day. For everyone in the world, every person, it's good to meditate 10, 15 minutes every day. But if you are very, very, very busy, you have no time, then it's good for you to meditate 1 hour. Why? Because if you are too busy, you need to stop more. And it's not only a spiritual thing, it's a physical thing. You need to renew the cells of your brain. You need to rewire your brain. It's like the computer. You need to restart the computer sometimes because the programs has been entangled. So your brain entangles your neurons and your synapses and your connections. And then you don't think in the right way and you get exhausted and you force yourself and you push yourself. No, learn the art to pause, to stop, and to breathe. Only if you do this, it's a big thing. Stop, pause, and breathe. Then, if you can do more, you can start. We will do an exercise now. Observe. Observe yourself, what is happening inside. And then direct your thoughts and create different thoughts, different assumptions, different beliefs, different ideas. Concentrate on them. Connect with yourself. And then you will see that silence is created. And then you will see peace. You will feel an experience of calmness. Next point, please. Because thoughts are seeds and they create your experience and they shape your destiny. So when you are able to stop and observe, you realize what you're thinking, and then you can change slowly, slowly with training, of course. You need to go to a place to learn how to meditate. Here, we don't have time to explain all these things in half an hour. I would like just to convince you, to give you ideas, to give you the motivation to really work on yourself because it's worth. Next point, please. Then sit in solitude and learn the art of creating the best thoughts and the best feelings and observe the result. You will be surprised. You know, now my work is all the time talking. Talking with one person, talking with a group, talking with an audience, talking online. And I'm true with yourself, honest. I was completely afraid of speaking publicly. But I changed my thoughts. I had a lot of fear and I was really blocked sometimes because inside I had these thoughts. Oh, I will not remember what I have to talk. Oh, what will they think about me if they see me insecure? I need to feel secure. And then I realized that this story was creating the stress. So I started to say, no, I want to share with people something wonderful. I want to express myself in a very authentic way. I want to give something to them. I'm sure they have come because they want to experience something and want to know something new. So I was changing my mind, changing my thoughts, and this was giving me a completely different feeling inside, and I was going out really enjoying. And there was these two parts. Never has finished the other one. It's still there, but I don't put attention, and I give more attention to this one, to the new one, and it will be always there, and it's good because this remind me to put attention. Because if it's too easy, then you become careless, no? But if you have this kind of voice that remind you about attention, responsibility, and doing things well, and then you create the other positive thoughts, and then you go out with this good energy. And next point, please. And another point very important is identity. And in meditation, you have to start to connect with yourself in a different way. And the good question is, how do you see yourself now? Maybe you see yourself as a manager. Maybe you see yourself as a man or as a woman. Maybe you see yourself connected with the things that you are or the family that you have. So in meditation, we start to connect with our true being, with our, I would say, spiritual identity. This will create completely a different mindset in your mind. Please, next point. And this will create an experience of peace inside yourself. So it's the connection with your spiritual identity. And the thoughts for that are very simple. You have here, I'm a conscious being. Instead of thinking that I'm this body, this character, this manager, or this person of the family of or the one who is doing all these things or has this position. No, I'm a conscious being, a being who is able to think, to reflect, to create thoughts. I'm the creator of my thoughts and the creator of my feelings. I'm a peaceful being. And this one, I'm light. This one, I love it so much. It is so simple, but it gives me so much power. So this is the idea, to stop, to pause, to observe, to learn about yourself, to create new thoughts, to connect with your new identity, and to be detached of all the things that are happening outside. And very important, to reflect on the importance of doing this, because if you do this, you will work better. You will get better results. I assure you, this is my experience. So you need to convince yourself of the benefits of taking time for yourself. And this is connected with caring. You need to care yourself, because when you care about yourself, you can care about others, family, people of your team. And you will see many questions is about team and people who you work with. If you change inside yourself and you see yourself as the creator of your thoughts, as a conscious being, as an energy different than the role that you're playing, you start to see others in the same way. And when you change your perception of yourself and change the perception of others, things change. I tell you this example of my boss. I was looking at him not as my boss. I changed my perception and I said, this is a conscious being. This is just a person with a board in his front head saying, I'm the boss. But I don't believe this. This is just a role. It's not a person. So I was talking to the person or to the soul or to the being. And it was incredible, the change that happened. I didn't say to him this, but inside myself, I start to see himself not as a boss, but as a being, as a soul, as a person with qualities, and especially connected with the qualities, not seeing his defects and his limitations. So, time is running so fast. So let's have an experience, because I think this is very important. Let's have an experience of simple meditation, but very useful. So, and then we will have questions. First thing, find a good posture, back straight, and relax a little bit your shoulders, relax a little bit your jaw. Usually there is a lot of tension here, so relax it a little bit. And also relax your forehead. Here are the worries and fears, a lot of tension here. So relax your eyes, your forehead, and prepare yourself just to be few minutes quiet with yourself, enjoying a moment of meditation. So observe your body, and if you need to move a little bit, some part of it, you can do it. And now observe your breathing. You can breathe deeply once and take the air out slowly, slowly, and you will feel relaxed. You are giving the brain the message that there is no danger. When we breathe deeply, the message is everything is fine. There is no danger around. So just breathe now naturally, but allow your attention to follow your breathing and try to disconnect from everything that you have around you. Leave aside problems, leave aside whatever you have still to do or the things that have happened during the day, and say to yourself, talk to your mind and say, please mind, now for 5 minutes, be quiet, be still. I want to be at peace with myself. Breathe consciously and be there for a moment. Nothing to do, nothing to plan, nothing to resolve, nothing to organize. Just be here in the now, in the present. Observe how you feel inside yourself without any type of judgment. Just observe yourself, observe your feelings. Learn the art of observing your inner world and accept whatever is happening inside yourself. Accept the condition of your body also. Accept the conditions of your surroundings just for a few minutes and be present, breathing and observing your inner world. And now observe your thoughts. What is happening in your mind? Try to be a little bit distant from your thoughts. Imagine that your thoughts are like clouds. They are passing through the beautiful sky of your mind. And clouds, they come and they go. So allow thoughts to become clouds and let them go. And become the observer from a distance, observing the beautiful blue sky of your mind. And the thoughts will come. It's normal. Don't worry. But don't identify with them. Don't put attention to them. Just allow them to go. And now you can become the creator of your thoughts and create very simple thoughts. Just like, I'm peaceful. Repeat inside yourself. I'm at peace with myself. Now, maybe not in my life generally, but now I can be at peace with myself. Now I understand that I am a conscious being. I can think, I can create thoughts, I can observe my inner world. I'm a peaceful being. Repeat this thought, it's so beautiful. I am a peaceful being. And believe it for a moment, for a few minutes. I am a peaceful being. I'm at peace with my world. Now, in this moment, I am at peace with my world. And now observe this one. I am light. I am conscious energy. I'm not the role I represent. I'm not this character that I represent. I'm light. Just feel the energy of this thought. I'm light. I'm pure energy. I'm peaceful. And just bring your attention in the middle of your forehead and feel that there is a beautiful light there. Concentrate your energy in the middle of the forehead, in a point of concentration, in a little point of light, and be there. Just be there. I'm light, and my attention is focused on the center of the forehead, visualizing or feeling this beautiful little light in the center of my forehead. And just be there. Very good. And now observe, how do you feel? And you can breathe deeply and slowly, slowly move your body and come back, but sustain, maintain this feeling inside yourself, especially inside your mind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Enrique. I also nearly got lost in the thoughts with your very good meditation, forgetting that my next role is to go into the lead to the question and answer uh, session. Thank you very much for taking. And of course, during the summary, I will raise some of the points which you have mentioned beautifully. But I'm sure that many participants would also be feeling in the same manner, feeling peace and happiness, inner peace, with your talk and meditation. There are few questions in between have also come. I think one of the very pressing questions seems to be when a person says that if the current situation is such that if you do not have a job, and since many years do not have a job, and the situation doesn't look rosy now also, as we know, survival itself becomes difficult. So then how can the stress which is caused by this factor, how meditation can help in overcoming this kind of a stress? In fact, the person says that person also do the meditation, but the stress level is so high, perhaps he needs your advice also. What could be the better way to overcome the stress?
Yes. It's true that in today's world, in the situation we are living, we are finding sometimes in difficult situations, external situations, very difficult, because no job or no money in Spain is happening also. People are suffering from that. And at the same time, I would say I have not the answer of what to do exactly in a sense of how to find the job because the situation is difficult. But what I can say, and this is my experience also in different moments in my life, these are the circumstances. Okay, so first you accept them. And then if you are worried, if you are with fear, if you are with stress, you are limiting the capacity that you have inside yourself to be creative, to connect with people, to see opportunities, because opportunities are there. But if you are stressed, you are not seeing the opportunities. So the best thing you can do is change your thoughts, because there will be many thoughts of fear and anxiety, and talk to yourself. If I'm peaceful, if I'm serene, I will be able to see possibilities. And I was working with a person who was a young person in Spain. I was doing coaching in association with people who were completely with nothing. So he was married with a gypsy woman, and they had nothing. They were living in a roulotte, well, not a house, in a countryside. So it was like an impossible case. But I said to him, there are many possibilities. I don't know which one, but just change the thoughts. So after a few months, he started to see things and he started to see possibilities. And we were talking about what to do, simple things. And finally, he found things to do to improve their lives, to look for help to other people. And slowly, slowly, he was changing. So I have always this thought, there is always one possibility. Which one? I don't know, but look for it. And the best way to looking for it in a serene way, with your mind calm, with space inside yourself so that you are able to see it and to look at it and to be able to go for it. So meditation will help you for that, to see the possibilities that are in front of you, that are not easy, but there are possibilities, I'm sure.
Thank you, Enrique. Now we are getting many questions on this issue. Next question I think I will take, which you already touched during your talk. At one stage, you said you were initially at one point stage of your life, you were quite afraid how to speak to many people. And
Okay.
but now your job is that you speak to, in any situation, you can speak now. So one of the person has asked that how to overcome the stress when you are supposed to speak publicly or meet important persons.
Well, there is only one way, my experience. Of course, to train yourself, to learn more about it, to talk to people, to take a course if you need, all this is fine. But finally, the only response is do it and do it and do it and do it and do it again, even if you feel stressed. I can say to you, and it's true, completely true, I was really sometimes sweating, nervous, blocked, so many things. I was thinking in my mind, I go home, I say to these people, I'm diseased, I'm ill, I cannot do anything. This was the conversation inside my mind. But there was another part of myself saying, no, you have to overcome this. You have to continue to practice. Doesn't matter if you are nervous, doesn't matter if you feel stressed, just do it. So there were two voices all the time for many, many years. And slowly, slowly, the negative voice was less and the positive more. And I say years, not months, years. And now still there is this little voice, and I appreciate it because it gives me the sense of attention, responsibility to do a good job. But there is much more this. I'm more secure. Of course, I have more experience. But the only way is do it, do it, do it so many times as you can. So many times, every situation that you have, just talk and say something.
Thank you very much, Enrique. I think let me take another question, which many times people ask. Okay, like you put in your formula also, tension equal to pressure and divided by capacity. And the pressure you said, uh, you can think of changing situation, change the perception, withdrawing. Many people say. So one of the questions saying is that withdrawing and enjoying ourselves as a point of light helps us detach from stress. But how do we solve it? Will solution come during meditation?
Well, as I said before, in my experience also, in meditation, when you calm your mind, where you give space in your head, new ideas come. It's so interesting. New ideas, more creativity. And neuroscience also is finding these discoveries. When you think less, you give space for creativity, for intuition. So many times I have this thought comes to my mind. I say, wow, what's interesting to phone this person, to call this one, to talk to this one, to go to this place. And I try to, and I do it and I say, wow, this is interesting how I got this thought. When you calm your mind, you connect with the things that you are looking for, and life will help you. And also, if you not believe, but if you think that there is something, a higher consciousness or a higher intelligence, in meditation, you can connect also and ask for help, advice, guidance. I have this connection and I enjoy very much. And sometimes some thoughts came to my mind and guided me to do the right thing or to find the right person. So meditation helps you not to solve the problem, but to see internally clarity of what to do.
Thank you very much. I think next question is also very interesting for, I believe this is more for who are new to meditation, I will say, because this happened with me also. When I, in fact, when I didn't even start the meditation, this was, I just joined one of the session and like you were conducting. So there was a person who conducted the session. And after 5 minutes, I couldn't concentrate because so many thoughts were coming. I felt so agitated. So this is a question, same question I find here. It says, I find it difficult to stay in the meditation. I get distracted by thoughts drawn out of the meditation. How could I deal with this issue to ensure that I can enjoy meditation? I can clearly see their next steps are there. So, but I leave you to
Yes.
answer this one.
First thing to understand is it's completely normal what is happening to you. It happened to everyone when they start to do meditation. But it's the same with anything. When I start to learn English, it was so complicated. I didn't understand one word. And I say, how can I learn this? So many words, so many different verbs, construction is put in a different way like Spain. But then what you do? You go to school 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and then slowly, takes you understand the meaning, and then finally you can talk like I'm talking, no? And so many things in life are the same. So I would say continue without fighting with your mind, just accepting that there are many thoughts, and try to put these simple thoughts in your mind. When you see your mind running fast, just put these thoughts very simple. I'm a peaceful, I'm peaceful, I'm at peace with myself, my world is at peace, I'm light, I'm a conscious being. Try these so simple thoughts, or even write them if you need. But train your mind to be there. First 20 seconds, 20 seconds, then 30 seconds, then 1 minute, then 2 minutes. Slowly, baby steps, we call it. Baby steps. Don't run. Don't have impatience. Very patient with yourself. It's normal, but just do it every day. You know that a habit at least needs 21 days to create it, at least. In fact, I think more, but they say 21 days. So do it for 21 days and you will see the result. Mhm.
Yes, perfectly well, very well said, Enrique. I can vouch for this one. That I was the same I'm the person who was handled this issue, facing the same challenge. But I can say that I'm in the next stage. I'm not perfect, but I'm the next stage. So I can say the person who has asked this question, yes, if you try Raj Yoga, there are stages of it one. So definitely you can overcome. But this is good part. If you're getting all those thoughts, that's a good. So that it shows you what are the challenges in your life. Thank you very much. I think we don't have much time, but if we can take maybe one last question. I know there is one more person who has asked, two persons who have asked the questions, but let me take this last question. It says, how can you tell the difference between your ego leading your actions in work or when your purpose is leading you?
Well, this is a question for another lecture. Well, you have to recognize your ego, and this is not so easy because the ego is this false personality that we have been building in our lives to protect ourselves, to be able to deal with life. So it's not so bad, but it limited us. So you will feel that when you are acting through your ego, you will react more. You will feel you wanted to be you will want to have the right um, the reason. So it's like you will feel insulted, or you feel damaged, or you will react. So this is all the symptoms of the ego. But when you work from your authenticity, you will feel more relaxed. This is the main thing, because you will be vulnerable. It will be not so important to make a mistake. You will be able to, okay, to say I made a mistake, I'm open to learn, I'm ready to change something. So you will see that working through authenticity, through from your self, true self, it's more relaxed. It's there is a flow, natural flow. The ego creates resistance, ego creates tension, ego creates fighting, ego creates pressure, ego creates tension in your body. So you have to observe yourself and learn from yourself and see when you're acting from your ego or from your true self, and then do it more and more from your true self. But it's a long journey, not easy.
Thank you very much. Though there's a last one, but it's more like a comment. I think we all would agree to this one. And the person says that when you have a deep scar in your childhood, but at a later stage, if you have to think about differently, so the person says, instead of thinking about the childhood scars, think about the happy memories, happy moments, whenever and wherever these happen, and associate these with the present moments to rewire the brain. And the person asked you, what do you think?
I agree completely, and I would say, but this would take more time, and we don't have. But I would say that personally, I've changed completely the perception of all of my past, and doesn't mean that I have changed the facts, because many things happened in my past, many things at the family level, personal level. I was married, I was divorced, so many things, and strong things, some of them. But I've changed through meditation, through my reflection. I've changed the perception and the learnings and the way I think about my past. And now I would say past is in the past. It didn't affect me in the present. No, a little thing. It took me time to do this work, but it's possible to change the perception of the past and leave the past in the past, whatever has happened. But in the present, you have always the new possibility to do and to create something new.
Thank you very much, Enrique. I think we are nearly just completed. We are at the time of closing time. But first of all, I like to say thank you to all the participants for staying till the closing of the time. And despite that, we can see there is a flood of webinars and so many events. And this is towards the year end. We have so many participants who are joining, and they joined since start to the end. No one has left also. And we are getting some messages. People are saying the time is a bit short. People have, because this, so that means they're enjoying this conversation. But we definitely, it's not the end. This is the first of the series of the talk. We will have every week, next 2 weeks, another chance to have bring Enrique to discuss some of his experiences and give advice also, and take up your questions more on that one. Before closing, I will say definitely I like what Enrique very clearly mentioned about the stress, that it is caused not by the external triggers, it is caused as our internal reaction to those triggers. So now in the COVID time, my mind immediately went towards the current situation of virus. You know, the virus, some people are asymptomatic, some people have some symptoms, some have severe symptoms. Same virus attacks them, which is an external trigger. But it is like he said in his formula, the bottom line is capacity. So as we always say in the COVID also, the more you are physically healthy, the more you are mentally healthy, the chances that COVID will impact you are less. So same goes with the stress, I think. The more you are having your strength, your inner strength is there, so external triggers will not help. Your external triggers will not create pressure on you. So your stress level and the tension level will be very, very less. So with this, I will say thank you very much, Enrique, to join us, and thank you to all the Brahma Kumari organization for organizing and managing the whole event from the background. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice weekend. Bye.
Goodbye. Om Shanti.
Okay.